I will be taking you through the vaccinator and the vaccinee management components of the solution. And given the short time we have today, I will be concentrating on four main components. The first is the analytics dashboard that helps in capturing data points for resource and vaccine management. The second is the recipient vaccine registry for residents to register as well as make and track appointments. The third is the vaccine administration and certification portal that helps vaccinators track vaccine administration as well as their schedules. And finally, a user-friendly mobile instance to support easy tracking of appointments, adverse reactions, as well as recipient feedback. We will start with the first component, which is the analytics dashboard. As you will see shortly, each of our dashboards reflects data that will enable an actor in the vaccination journey to make insights-driven decisions. For instance, let's start with looking at this from a super admin view. This provides a snapshot of the vaccination coverage and recipient insights, including information on the demographics of the people that have been vaccinated and those that are pending. A more zoomed in view is available for the location administrators who are able to track pod-wise productivity as well as performance. More data on the pod is also available through the pod view, which informs a manager on the inventory trends, vaccinator feedback, as well as forecast demand and supply relevant to a particular pod. And finally, an ability for the vaccinator to look at the vaccinator performance, which will help them in better task management, as the metrics here are geared towards operational and performance of the vaccinators. What we expect is all the data points that we collect through the workflow will help inform this analytics dashboard that will support the National Guard through more dynamic insights to manage, monitor, and improve the experience for the recipients. The second component is the recipient website. As you can see, there is an optional survey that pops up. And the intent is that through a variety of such surveys that change each time a resident visits the platform, our data dashboard is able to create a demographic profile. This, we hope, will help the National Guard understand the dynamic demand signal based on the location. For registration, a recipient is able to provide very basic information as well as answer some very basic questions to join the registry. We do understand that some of the states already have this set up, so there is an ability to sync the data into our system and help recipients track their registration as well as their number on the priority list through the track your registration option. And finally, we also have a system where volunteers can register to become vaccinators on the same platform. Quickly going to the capability to book an appointment on our recipient website. Once a recipient is cleared of the waiting list, they are able to make a booking using their zip code. Once a zip code is entered, all the nearest available pods that have been onboarded onto the system are available here. A recipient is able to confirm, cancel, or change an appointment booking either through the website or the mobile application. We have made this entirely so user-friendly as well as available through the mobile instance, because this not only ensures that recipients are able to make appointments and change appointments in real time, but can also track adverse reactions as well as their experience at the pod. We will now be shifting to the third component, which initiates the vaccinator's journey. A vaccinator is able to make an application and include information to become a vaccinator. As you can see, our form has the ability to be tailor-made to the requirements of the National Guard. Along with just basic information, we also have the ability to add any documentation as well as skill certification onto the application. I think an important feature is the ability for vaccinators to provide preferred locations. This will ensure seamless matching and assignment of vaccinators to the relevant pods. And finally, we also have, for the perspective of the National Guard, an administrative view, which allows easy tracking of numbers on the vaccinators who have enrolled, those that are inactive, as well as new registrations that are coming in. So once a vaccinator is onboarded and assigned to a pod, they have a personalized view to track recipients assigned to them. A vaccinator is able to confirm appointments of recipients. And in case there are any last minute cancellations, we also have a waitlist option, which allows a vaccinator to confirm new appointments so that there's no wastage of stock or time. Once an appointment is confirmed, you can track all the recipients here. Once a vaccinator starts an appointment, the system itself drops a nudge to check whether the ID card of the recipient has been reviewed. Next, any details of the recipient that are relevant for the administration of the vaccine can be included here. That includes information on underlying conditions, notes, lab tests, as well as consent forms. And specifically, information about the vaccine that is being administered can be added onto the solution, including the batch number and any vaccine consumables that are added along with the vaccination. We have another important feature here. So once both the vaccinations have been completed, a certificate is generated. And for this specific component, we have partnered with GuardTime. GuardTime uses blockchain technology to preserve personally identifiable information and generate a code that is internationally acceptable. And finally, a second booking can also be made at the time of the first vaccination. With very simple information, a vaccinator is able to ensure that the vaccinee does not miss the second appointment. And just as a reminder, a recipient or a resident is able to make changes to the second appointment from their mobile instance. That brings us to the last part of the integrated solution, which is the mobile instance. Very quickly, showing you the capability to add adverse reactions. In fact, the system is designed in a way that we can provide nudges in case a resident forgets to provide their adverse reactions for the day. And finally, because the entire system is designed to improve the process as well as measure immediate feedback, we have a system where a resident, once their vaccine is completed, is able to give immediate feedback. And finally, the certificate which was generated after the second vaccine can also be viewed on the mobile instance. So team, this brings us to the end of the demo. We are happy to take any questions from you. Thank you.